Hello everyone. Now in this session we are going to study a new method of new model of numerical. Like in the previous class we have learnt about the determination of empirical formula when percentage composition of elements were given. Right? Now the next model is without percentage composition of elements they will ask us to find out empirical formula. How to? So we have to find the percentage composition also, then determine the empirical formula. That's the method now. Suppose we'll start with a small numerical. See, this is an organic compound. This is an organic compound. When subjected to combustion, when this organic compound is subjected to combustion, it gives obviously carbon dioxide and water. Any organic compound, if any heteroatom is there, so like nitrogen or sulfur is there, corresponding compound also will be found. That will be learnt in the next level, right? Organic compound usually on combustion gives carbon dioxide, hydrocarbon. Okay, you take hydrocarbon. We will be limited to hydrocarbon time being. When a hydrocarbon is subjected to combustion, it gives carbon dioxide and water, right? Now the question is, some m grams of hydrocarbon is subjected to combustion. This is how they start the question. Some m grams of hydrocarbon is subjected to combustion, which had given some x grams of carbon dioxide and y grams of water vapor. That's it. Question is finished. M grams of organic compound on combustion had given x grams of CO2 and y grams of water vapor. What is the empirical formula of the substance? That's it. This is the question literally, right? Then how to find? There is a method of determination of this percentage composition. Like in this hydrocarbon, m grams of hydrocarbon, what is the percentage of carbon, percentage of hydrogen? We can determine. How? Let us see. See, what is the molecular mass of carbon dioxide? Tell me. 12, 16, 16, 44 grams, isn't it? What's the molecular mass of CO2? 12, 16, 16, 44 grams. 44 grams CO2 has how many grams of carbon? 44 grams CO2 has what mass of carbon? Tell me. 44 grams of CO2 has 12 grams of carbon. Yes, correct. 44 grams of CO2 has 12 grams of carbon. When 44 grams has 12 grams of carbon, when every 44 grams has 12 grams carbon, this obtained x grams of CO2 has how many grams of carbon? You understood? When every 44 has 12 grams of carbon, then mass of CO2 in x grams CO2. Mass of carbon in x grams of CO2. Mass of carbon in x grams of CO2 is how many grams? See, I am repeating. Mass of carbon in 44 grams CO2 is equal to mass of carbon in 44 grams CO2 is equal to 12 grams. Isn't it? Means 44 grams has 12. Then mass of carbon in x grams of CO2 obtained in our experiment is how many grams? How do you determine? Crisscross method. That equals to 12 into x by 44. This is grams of carbon. You got the logic? When 44 grams has 12 grams carbon, then x grams of CO2 which is obtained in our experiment in the given question. X grams CO2 has how many grams of carbon? 12x by 44 grams of carbon. So whatever the mass of carbon we determined in this, where from we got that mass of carbon? We got it from organic compound only. So whatever the mass of carbon present here we calculated, that is obviously present in this. That was obviously present in this organic compound. Understood? So we indirectly determined the mass of carbon present in the given organic compound. So this is the mass of carbon present in hydrocarbon. Mass of carbon present in this hydrocarbon. Now percentage of carbon equals to, then how do you determine percentage of carbon? How do you determine percentage of carbon? See, you are writing an exam for 70 marks. Suppose, and you have got some 68 marks. How do you measure your percentage? How do you calculate your percentage? obtained marks out of total marks into 100. Yes, the same way, this is the total mass and this is the mass of carbon present in that. How do you calculate the percentage? Mass of carbon out of total mass of organic compound into 100. Right? Mass of carbon out of total mass of the substance means hydrocarbon or organic compound into 100. That is, what is mass of carbon? 12 by 44 into X stands for what? Mass of CO2. Actually, X is mass of CO2. No, we studied that. Mass of CO2 over mass of organic compound into 100. So this is the formula which we have to use for the determination of percentage of carbon. Understood? See once again, when some mass of hydrocarbon is given for us, they will specify that whether it is hydrocarbon or organic compound. Organic compound means it may be a hydrocarbon or something else containing heteroatoms. So for this part of our discussion, I am limiting to hydrocarbon because there is no other atom present in this. As I know the question I am framing. So m grams of hydrocarbon on combustion had given x grams of CO2 and y grams of water vapor. This is the question given. Now we started solving this. What is that? 44 grams CO2 has 12 grams carbon. Mass of carbon in 44 grams CO2 is 12 grams. Then what is the mass of carbon present in x grams of CO2? What is the mass of carbon present in our obtained x grams of CO2? Crisscross. X into 12 by 44. This is the mass of carbon present in carbon dioxide. Where from we got this carbon dioxide? From the carbon present in this organic hydrocarbon only. So whatever the mass of carbon we calculated here means the same mass of carbon was from hydrocarbon. So we determined the mass of carbon. As 12 into x by 44. Mass of carbon in this m grams of hydrocarbon is 12x by 44. So once we calculate the mass of carbon, we can find out the percentage of carbon. As I said, obtained mass out of total mass into 100. Obtained mass out of total mass into 100. Like that. Okay. Now, how do you measure the hydrocarbon percentage of carbon present in this hydrocarbon? Mass of carbon out of total mass of the hydrocarbon or organic compound into 100. So 12 by 44 into x. X is what? Mass of CO2 obtained out of mass of organic compound into 100. So this formula we have to use for the determination of percentage of carbon. Okay. We have to remember this relation. So this is about calculation of percentage of carbon. Now, let us see the next one. What is that? Calculation of percentage of hydrogen. What is the molecular mass of water? 18 grams. 2 plus 16, 18. Mass of hydrogen in 18 grams water. Mass of hydrogen in 18 grams water. 18 grams water has how many grams of hydrogen? 2 grams. When every 18 grams has 2 grams of hydrogen, our obtained y grams, mass of hydrogen in our obtained y grams of water vapor is how many? When 18 grams has 2, then y grams has how many? Again, crisscross. 2 by 18 into y grams of hydrogen. Thus, we determined the mass of hydrogen present in water vapor. So, where from we got these hydrogens? From hydrocarbon only. So, whatever the mass of hydrogen that was present here, the total hydrogen is obtained out in the form of water vapor. So, mass of hydrogen present here is nothing but mass of hydrogen that was carried from hydrocarbon. So, we determined mass of hydrogen also as 2 out of 18 into y. What is y stands for? Mass of water vapor obtained in the experiment. So we calculated mass of carbon and also we calculated mass of hydrogen. Once we got mass of hydrogen, percentage of hydrogen equals to, again I am repeating the same example, out of total mass this is the mass of hydrogen. How do you calculate the percentage? Mass of hydrogen out of total mass of hydrocarbon, okay, into 100. Hc means hydrocarbon. So what is mass of hydrogen? 2 out of 18 into Y means it is nothing but mass of water vapor obtained in the experiment. Out of mass of hydrocarbon is, what is mass of hydrocarbon? M grams it was given earlier. Mass of organic compound or hydrocarbon, whatever it is, into 100. So this is the formula we have to use for the determination of percentage of hydrogen. For the determination of percentage of hydrogen, right? So what's the previous formula for calculation of percentage of carbon? Percentage of carbon can be determined as 12 out of 44 into mass of CO2 by mass of organic compound into 100. Then how do you calculate percentage of hydrogen? 2 out of 18 into mass of water vapor out of mass of organic compound into 100. So these two relations minimum, like this we have 7-8 more relations actually. We are going to study them again in organic chemistry concepts, GOC basics, okay. But at present you have to remember percentage of carbon formula and percentage of hydrogen formula, right? So using these two relations we have to discuss one numerical now. Understood? Now our present, okay. So this is a basic numerical on the concept we discussed just now. See, it's given 0.4 grams of a hydrocarbon on combustion had given so many grams of carbon dioxide and so many grams of water vapor. Then find its empirical formula. See, there is no percentage calculation by mass given. Have you noticed? So we have to determine that percentage calculation. Like, what's the relation? Percentage of carbon can be calculated as 12 out of 44 into mass of CO2 out of mass of organic compound into 100. 12 out of 44 into mass of CO2 by mass of organic compound or hydrocarbon, whatever it is, into 100. So 12 out of 44 into, what is the mass of CO2 given? 1.1. Out of total mass of organic compound is 0.4 into 100. Right? If you calculate this percentage of carbon, it is approximately, this is 1.4, 1.1 40s in 16, 12 by 16 into 100. Like if you calculate this, you will get approximately 75%. Right? It is 75%. So percentage of carbon we obtained here as 75. Similarly, percentage of hydrogen can be calculated as, what's the formula for percentage of hydrogen? 2 out of 18 into mass of water vapor obtained out of mass of organic compound from which all these things are obtained into 100. That equals to 2 out of 18 into mass of water vapor obtained is 0.9 by mass of organic compound is 0.4 into 100. So you can calculate, it is 20 times. It is 0.9 into 1.8, 1.8 tens means 100 by 4, it is 25%. So percentage of carbon is 75, percentage of hydrogen is 25. This is that of carbon and this is that of hydrogen, right? Now we have got the percentage by mass of carbon as well as hydrogen, using which we can determine their empirical formula. How? You know the method. Suppose carbon is 75 and hydrogen is 25% by mass. Now find their number of moles, dividing them with their atomic masses. It is number of moles ratio, it is 6.66 here and 1 here. 25, not 1, 25. Now how do you calculate their simple ratio of number of moles, dividing all with the least among them? 6.66 by 6.66, 25 by 6.66. Now their simple ratio of moles is 1 here and this one is 6 fours 24, right? So empirical formula is C1H4. So in this way we can determine the empirical formula even when percentage composition by mass values are not given. So these relations you have to apply. What are the relations? 12 by 44 into mass of CO2 out of mass of organic compound into 100. Hydrogen is 2 out of 18 grams into mass of water vapor by mass of organic compound into 100. Using these relations, we can solve any big problem in simple steps, right? Now, our next concept is calculations based on mass, volume and volume relations. Our next concept is calculations. Actually, this is another important area. Calculations based on mass relation, mass volume relation and volume relations. Okay, it is another logical area. Students who are good at logic will definitely enjoy this one. Okay, now let us start with a simple question on this. Let us start with a simple question. Calculate mass of lime. Calculate mass of lime obtained during thermal decomposition of suppose some 20 grams of limestone. Some question, right? Calculate mass of lime obtained during thermal decomposition of 20 grams of limestone. Like this, they will give a question about a chemical reaction. First, you find the chemical procedure based on which the question is framed. Understood? So, what's the procedure on which this question is framed? Tell me. Decomposition of limestone. Thermal decomposition of limestone. What is limestone? Yes, I know you people are aware of. You are from CBSE, right? So, limestone means CaCO3. You have studied several numericals on this, right? Limestone means CaCO3. When decomposed thermally, means on heating, it gives a CaO plus CO2. This is called as lime. So, this is step 1. Observe the chemical procedure given in the question and write its relevant completely balanced equation. What is step 1? Write the completely balanced equation. It is balanced, of course. It is completely balanced. Now, after this, you know, in this particular balanced equation, the question is actually dealing with which two compounds, which two substances. It may be reactant or product or both reactant as well as product. About what substances the question is dealing with. Read the question. Calculate mass of lime. Calculate mass of lime. Where is lime? Its mass we have to deal with. Obtained by thermal decomposition of mass of limestone. So, for limestone means this one. This is limestone. Even its mass also we have to deal with. So, this is a numerical based on mass relation. This is a numerical which is based on mass relation. Understood? Now see, as per equation, as per the completely balanced equation, I am repeating, as per the completely balanced equation, what mass is giving what mass? That's it. What mass is giving what mass? Find out. It is 40. 1 mole of substance, no? 40 plus 12 plus 16, 3 is 48. It is 100. 100 grams is giving, what is the mass of this lime? 40 plus 16, 56. See, as per the completely balanced equation, 100 grams is giving 56 grams. 100 grams is giving 56 grams. When 100 gives 56, we are asked to find out 20 grams gives how much? That's it. When 100 is giving 56, then 20 grams gives how many grams? That's the question asked. How to find it out? 20 into 56 by 100. Right? It is 25, 56 by 5. 5 ones, 5 11s, 55.2. See, you have to cross check 11.2 into 5. Right? Understood? So, this sort of numericals, 11.2 grams of limestone. 11.2 grams of limestone. So this sort of numericals also are there in our stoichiometry. Actually, there are two areas. One is basic concepts of chemistry, other one is redox reactions, but we are discussing in a combined manner. See, we did equivalent mass and something like oxidation state concept. That concept comes under redox reactions. We are doing in a mixed way because this is not a PU session, not only a PU session, of course, it's an initiation. It is mostly combined with competitive mode of preparation. Okay, more than PU, it is combined with competitive mode of preparation. That's why we have to proceed in a mixed way. If it is only PU, then as per the NCERT textbook, line to line we can discuss. But it is a competitive mode of approach, just discussing some PU lines. Understood? That's why we are going in a mixed way. Now, whenever a question is given like this, what is the step 1? I said, write the completely balanced equation for the given question. Completely balanced equation for the given question. Step 2 is, in that question, in that completely balanced equation, about what substances the question deals with. Make a note of that one. About mass, or mass, volume, etc. Right? Then, as per the equation, what mass is giving what mass, then question is asked for what mass. Understood? So this is the way we have to solve these numericals. Now let us discuss one more small numerical. Will you? Right? See. The question is, calculate mass of KCl obtained by thermal decomposition of 12.26 grams of potassium chlorate. KClO3 is called as potassium chlorate. A similar numerical. Calculate mass of KCl obtained by thermal decomposition of 12.26 grams of potassium chlorate. What I said, what is step 1? Find out the procedure. What's the procedure? Decomposition of potassium chlorate. KClO3 on thermal decomposition gives KCl plus 3O2. That part of balancing you have learned. Simple balancing. Now, in this balanced equation, the question is dealing with which two compounds? Mass of KCl, mass, obtained by decomposition of mass of potassium chlorate. Even this is also mass. This is also a question dealing with mass relation. Right? Now, as per equation, as per the given balanced equation, what mass is giving what mass? That's what we have to determine. What is the mass of 2 moles? 2 into 39.1 plus 35.5 plus 48. 16 3 is 48. If you sum it up, it is 2 into 122.6 grams. 2 into 122.6 grams. 2 into 122.6 grams is giving 2 into potassium is 39.1 and chlorine is 35.5. Sum it up, 6. 4, 1, 74. 2 into 74.6 grams. 2 into 122.6 grams is giving 2 into 74.6 grams. When these many grams are giving these many grams, you understood? When these many grams are giving those many grams, then we have to find out for 12.26 grams, how many grams is obtained. Just crisscross the thing, right? So it is 12.26 into 2 into 74.6 by 2 into 122.6 equals to, you can see the calculations, this is 10 times. This is 10 times and 2 and 2 are cancelled anyhow. So 74.6 out of 10 by 10. So it is 7.46 grams KCl will be obtained. So calculations varies from person to person. Okay. So this is the way we can solve numericals based on mass-mass relation. In our next session, we are going to study the numericals based on mass volume and volume volume relations, right?